Alright, what's up everybody? Tonight I'm going to follow up on the live stream that I did earlier today. I apologize about the quality of that. That's just the nature of my computer and the internet right now. So it usually sounds and looks as good as this, but I can't, no matter what I do to pipe it out, and so until I get a new computer and until they stop throttling my internet, it's probably going to look like that. Probably just making vids. So again, we're going to follow up to the video I did earlier, the super fast shred pattern anyone can rip pattern. With our added note at the top. Alright, and we did that by looking at a lick that combined Dorian, that combined Dorian, the second mode of D major. They share the same key signature. And we combined that with the blues scale in E. So again, the D major scale or E Dorian mode. We're going to start on 10 here, the actual note D. Alright, and so it's going to be 10, 12, 14, 10, 12, 14, 11, 12, 14, 11, 12, 14, and then 12, 14, 15, 12, 14, 15. And of course our E blues scale. So we combine those and we did that. The way they overlap, it's going to look like, all right, 15, 14, 12, 15, 14, 12, 15, 14, 12, and then, all right, and there's a whole bunch of things you could do. I showed you all the little slides. How to get miles out of this and then ending up on the tonic note. Now what we're going to do is kind of examine another symmetrical run here, and this one's going to involve the exact same notes, but we're going to flip it on its head in terms of doing a half step followed by a whole step. We're going to move the pattern down slightly, and then I'm going to show you exactly how to connect these things, and then you can shred through them to get extra mileage out of it. So let's examine first. I got it up here on the board, and again we're combining E Dorian, second mode of D major, so we have an F sharp and a C sharp. That's really what I mean by that, okay? They just share, they have a common key signature. So I talked a little bit about modes earlier being scales, and what scales are really. There's a tonality and there's a modality. That's all there is to it. Well, not all there is to it, but you can give it that. I think that's a really sound way to think about scales. They have two aspects to them: their tonality and their modality. Now, that said, what we're going to do is actually start on the B string here on 14, our Dorian note. If you remember, that's where we get this. We're going to start there on the pinky. We're going to go to fret 12. And fret 11 with the 4th, 2nd, and 1st fingers. And then we're going to continue down on the same frets, but now on the G string, now on the D string. When we get down to the D string, we'll just round it, come back where we came from, right back to 14, our tonic. Okay, again, E Dorian, second mode of D major, F sharp, C sharp. Those are the key signatures. I'm approaching this based around the E pentatonic scale and also some 3-note per string patterns that are comfortable to me, but I think it's just sort of uncanny, and one of the sort of very cool and interesting things about guitar is that we get these patterns that are symmetrical, but they end up being different symmetries in a way, mirror images of one another, but they end up containing the same notes and sound quite a bit different. So this pattern sounds a little bit more out, as you hear people talk about playing out. It sounds a little more stressed in terms of what the tonic of the key is, or what the tonic of the chord or song that I'm thinking about in E here. All right, so what we can do now with that is kind of either start on that stress, go to the other one and have a nice resolution, or come back through it. But we can just think about it in terms of tension, but it's also giving us like shred mileage, because it's really easy to run out of notes really quick. So let's just talk about some maybe gratuitous ways in which we can employ this scale and get a lot of miles out of it. So I'm actually going to start on the Dorian note again. One of my favorite patterns here. So I'm going 11, 12, 14, 11, 12, 14 from the D to the G string. And then I'm going to repeat that on the G string. And then I'm going to do that exact same pattern now now between the G and the B string. Okay. Make sure I'm backed out all the way here. All right, and on the G and the B. Here it goes. Now, I'm either probably going to end by sliding up. All right, but what I'm probably not going to do is something like that, just depending on the context. Although that sounds pretty awesome. All right, anyways, what we're going to do now is combine these in a very simple fashion. So last time I told you to start on the G string here on fret 12. And now we're going to go through our 12, 14, 15 to the next string. Repeat that pattern. And there's I added an extra one there where I dip back down into it. All right, that kind of stuff like that. And that's kind of how I like to use these patterns, is just sort of like blurry. I like to try and hit them as clean as possible, but it's fun to put these as like flourishes in between, verse and chorus and stuff. And man, people really respond well to this kind of thing live, so it's worth putting time and effort into being able to do it. And I'm doing a lot of it's just sort of a weird picking, where you just end up doing hammer-ons and picking. Like, I can't, it's stuff that you really can't, you could work it up, but like if you ever get really good at this kind of stuff or start to get fast, there's just going to be certain patterns that you do that are just going to feel good to you, and that's okay. Go with it. Of course, I spend the majority of my time working on stuff that doesn't feel good, trying to break out of that, so that's okay too. But yeah, this thing. You just make a whole lot of chattery noise. But all your notes are there. I mean, you can hit whatever tasty stuff you want, and just you can add arpeggios in that. That's always a fun one to come up. Stuff like that. Alright, cool. So I hope you guys find that helpful. If you want, just ask questions. But again, it's just a super fast shred pattern pretty much anybody can do and anybody can rip. Just put enough compression and a little distortion and drive on your guitar. Throw on a boost like that. Make it even easier. but all right, cool. Now, what I'd like to do is again, take a look at this guy. So this is the Tap Relay by Donner. Also going to power this thing with a Donner power supply. Because it just happened to be the one I bought to try and weather this pandemic. And turned out I really liked the power supply, so I thought, okay. Well, I love delay pedals. I guess. I don't know. Analog and digital. One of my favorite effects, though, definitely is reverse delay and a reverse guitar. I really like that. So when I saw that they actually made a pedal that all three of them, I thought, okay, well, this should be interesting. So I played with it a little bit. Right now, I've got it going through the effects loop of my Hughes and Kenner. So I'm going to turn that on. I'm actually going to tune it to drop D. Level of feedback, which of course is how many times we get the echo, and then we also have a delay timer, which is in a tap function. So they give you both options, which is kind of cool. I guess if you want to dial it in and somehow mark it, you can set it there and keep it at a certain tap tempo. And then I find the level button to be a little too sensitive to my taste, but it's workable. So let's go ahead and take a listen to the analog. All right, cool. So it has that decaying tape kind of like feel to it. That's pretty cool. All right. Digital. Let's try a little faster. A little more feedback. So really clean. It's pretty glassy. Analog again. Digital. So you can hear how it retains its brightness. Okay, and now my favorite. Let's try that. Here we go. Reverse. So it's a cool effect, but Don't know what I'm gonna do to give this thing away. I'm not even sure if anybody wants to participate. If you do, leave a comment. If you got an idea how to do it, I guess we could just do a drawing, and whoever enters their name, and I'll just, God forbid I'll live stream that thing. But yeah, I'll definitely make a video, pull it out, and then I'll ship you one of these things. It's a really cool pedal. I love that reverse delay. Let's put some. I'll put my echo on it now. So now it has 2 different echoes on it. So just another second echo from the acoustic Kettner, mixed with a little bit of phaser or a whole lot of phaser, but very cool. Let's go back to that. Tomorrow I'm going to review this guy, the Trellicopter by Rowan Pedals, and I can tell you already that it's leaves a little bit to be desired, so find out about that, find out why, and find out how I intend to use it. But we are going to get a lot of miles out of this, and I do like Rowan as a company. Their noise gate has been good to me. So, everybody have a wonderful night.